Hello, I'm Archibald Chesterfield III, affectionately known as AC3, and today I want to talk about the five greatest chronographs of all time. That's right, fuckers, now we're going to hit the big time. So, what do I think are the five greatest chronographs? Well, firstly, fuckers, there could only be one Rolex Daytona. That's right, fuckers, the Rolex Daytona. It is an amazing piece of kit. This piece here, you can literally buy for retail and get your money back the next day. And this watch here has had strong demand. It's not just a new-ism that has gone crazy. No, this piece has been popular since the 90s, and today it reigns supreme as the depreciation proof, the amazing steel Rolex Daytona. If you get the gold one or the two-tone one, they're not as blue chip, but they're certainly fine watches. So, to be completely frank and honest with you there, I think the greatest, one of the greatest all-time greats is the Rolex Daytona. One of the few pieces of retail history that you can resell for what you paid for it. Very, very cool. Very, very fantastic indeed, fuckaroonies. The Rolex Daytona. And it's changed over the course. It had a Valjoux movement, then it went to a Zenith movement when they introduced the Sapphire version. And now it's with the in-house Rolex movement. The Rolex Daytona. An absolute stunner. Absolute stunner. Okay, fuckers, what's the next piece? The next amazing chronograph in this collection? Well, it would have to be the Omega Speedmaster Man on the fucking Moon. That's right, the Omega Speedmaster Man on the Moon. It's a very, very special piece. Many fuckers out there have, it's an affordable piece. It's quite an amazing piece, but it is a one-of-a-kind type thing. It's a classic, and the Omega Speedmaster Man on the fucking Moon, the wonderful thing about this piece is that it has retained its value, it has retained its style for so damn long. And that really has to be appreciated. There are very few watches that hark back to the original incarnation, but the Rolex Daytona and the Omega Speedmaster, they're two classics. But the Speedmaster, it's more true to form. It's like the original. It's very much like the original. In fact, they've released special versions of the original, the Broad Arrow and the new reissue. This is how it's done, fuckers. This is how it's done. And I've got to tell you, it's there's nothing wrong with the Omega Speedmaster Man on the Moon. I love it. Absolute classic chronograph. This is a killer chronograph, and it's an ideal first watch, or it's an ideal watch whether you collect Pateks, Rolexes, it doesn't matter. This is up there, big boys. This is up there with the best of them. That's right. This is up there with the best of them. Okay, next chronograph. What's a very, very special chronograph? Something I really, really love. Well, fuckers, it's the Breitling Navi timer. Probably the most iconic, the most famous of the Breitlings. And whether it's in steel or solid gold, I do love the solid gold version. It's just so fucking sexy. Very, very sexy indeed. This is a piece which is, it just harks back. It's, this is Breitling's bread and butter, the big oversized pilot watch. Why is that a bad thing? It's not a bad thing. It's a cool genre. And Breitling really has perfected the art of this piece. The Breitling Navi timer. And, people criticize it. They say, oh, it's got a Valjoux 7750. Well, fuckers, don't dish the Valjoux movements, because if you go back, the Rolex Daytonas had a Valjoux 727 movement. So, just remember that. Don't just dish. It's very easy to be in-house snobs today, but the fashions were very different. They were very, very different, fuckers. And just have a bit of respect for that great daddy, Valjoux. They made many good movements for many wonderful makers, and you can't criticize them there. The Daytona is a classic example. But the Breitling, it's always been about that sexy dial. Have you ever seen such a beautiful, such a romantic, such a gorgeous dial on a luxury wristwatch? No, fuckers, no. Okay, we're talking classic chronographs, and what's the next piece in our lineup? Our next piece is the Brigade Type 20. That's right, fuckers. What a wonderful brand. Brigade. I mean, this is a brand with history and such amazing feats. Now, people could say, why the Type 20? Well, this was a special watch to fill a military contract with the French military forces, fuckers. And does it get any better than a Brigade Type 20? It doesn't. With Brigade was originally a French maker, and I tell you what, they really knew how to make a gorgeous piece. This piece here with the numerals, those Brigade, well, these are Art Deco numerals. They're not the traditional Brigade numerals, but the way they've done it is just so sexy, just so gorgeous. The Brigade Cronograph. It's a flyback as well. As per French military specs, it's a flyback. It flies back into place. What a wonderful concept. What a wonderful watch. And it's done with that French charm. Just look at how the script they've signed Brigade on the dial. And finally, we're doing the 5 greatest chronographs of all time. We can't do this video without a reference to Patek Philippe. That's right, Patek Philippe. And take a look at this Nautilus chronograph here. It's absolutely stunning, And Patek Philippe takes their chronographs extremely serious. That's right. They have a special division just for chronographs. And the annual calendar itself, it's just part of the complication house, whereas the chronograph is a separate house in Patek. So this is how serious Patek takes the chronograph. And with this Nautilus here, the big daddy, this is one of the most lovely chronographs in recent times. The Nautilus chronograph in steel. Modern, to the point, but with old world charm and money. This is an absolute killer chronograph. And it just shows you the power that is Patek Philippe. It shows you the power that is Patek. And Patek has a long history of complicated watches, and the chronograph is one of these luscious toys. One of these luscious toys to love, respect, and worship, fuckers. Absolutely worship. So there you have it, fuckers. Today we've looked at some of the greatest chronographs of all time. The greatest chronographs of all time. And if I had my pick, what would it be? Well, fuckers, I think any of these chronographs is stunning. Absolutely stunning. And if you get the chance to acquire any of these, life has been good to you. Life has been very, very good to you. ArchieLuxury looking at the 5 greatest chronographs of all time. Tell me what you fuckers think of that. Nice one, Archie, and not one zenith in the whole vid. Well, there was the Rolex Daytona mention.
We specialize here in pre-owned Rolex watches. Rolex watch is a very special timepiece, and we always do the servicing exactly as factory specifications. We buy a pre-owned piece and we put it into brand new condition. We have Rolex certified technicians working on that. We completely disassemble the piece, we adjust and polish and change every single part of the watch.
You have to have certified watchmakers that know what they're doing. If you have an expensive car, you're just not going to bring it to any mechanic that doesn't know what they're doing.
You spend $5,000, it's like if you put money in the safe deposit box. And 1 or 2 years from now, you will keep having your $5,000. We have to spend a lot of money to get all this equipment together, but makes me feel I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. It's not a question of money, it's my passion.
Jewelers on time, simply the best.